I can remember the first time I was asked to look at an EU regulation. They can appear daunting, so I hope this helps you if you're asked. These regulations are really short, often many hundreds of pages, but a few simple steps can make understanding them far quicker and easier. First and foremost, like reading a pattern, it's best not to just start from the top and read through sequentially, but go a bit Tarantino, and we'll come to that in due course. Let's run through an example. Firstly, how to find a regulation, and I would suggest you take note of this even if it's been emailed to you. Google EU regulation and that will take you through to this site. We'll refer back to this page and it depends how your PC is set up. In essence, you can search a piece of legislation and I'm going to example 1542 but intentionally get some things wrong so you can see it's not a bad tool. My tip, don't just click a link but open this in a new tab. For me, that's a right-click choice. Let's have a go now. So let's start by Googling EU regulation. Top hit takes us to EUR.Lex.europa.eu. We'll refer back to the glossary of summaries later. Let's start using the quick search function. In this case, I'm going to look at the battery regulation 1542. Now the keyword there is batteries, but I'm going to search the word battery. And here we have it. My tip, don't just click a link, but open this in a new tab. So for me, I right click, open a new tab. Let's see what this page has to offer. On the left hand side, very useful document summary. Need to scroll down to see what this tells us. Consider the summary more of a sales pitch, but it's still a good scene setter. What is the aim? What are the key points? Therefore, if you're given a regulation, sometimes it's worth going back to this first step to build some basic foundations. Next useful thing, table of contents. To really understand a regulation, start reading the articles. This, as I said, Tarantino, is not in the sequential order of the publication. The articles or provisions of EU legislation are the most important part, subject matter and scope. Therefore, you should focus on the provisions, the articles. Subject matter and scope, even if you think you know the vernacular, always read the definitions. We'll come back to that. You really need to read the first chapter. This is the crux of the legislation. Then I'd suggest you step up a level and look at the main chapter headings. In this case, chapter 2 is sustainability and safety requirements. Chapter 3, labelling, marking and information requirements. Chapter 4 and so on. The chapters help you see the big picture and colour in the spaces as you need. Let's take a quick look at the table of contents and also different languages. If I scroll back to the top, we can see here I have the document in English, in HTML, in PDF, and in French. Let's look at those in turn. The HTML gives me the chapter numbers, and as I drill into them, I can jump through the articles. That's useful. If I look at the PDF version, it's not so user-friendly in this case. If I look at the French version, the chapters now have descriptive words that are lacking from English. Worthy of note. Let's jump back to the regulation itself. I'm going to scroll down and take us now through it sequentially. Remember, regulations are directly applicable. Directives are not directly applicable and need to be implemented into national law by the lawmaking bodies of each member state. Now, the Tarantino part. All the narrative before the articles, before the provisions, are a preamble. These are the recitals. Recitals are useful, but remember they are not the legally binding part. Recitals, however, do provide context and may be used to help interpretation. So if you're struggling with an article, then the recital might assist. You can search and Ctrl+F will help you find something. But before we do that, let's jump back to the landing page. The glossary of summaries is good. I'll take an example of something though. Let's jump to the letter E, and you're going to find economic operator is not defined. Why? Well, if we look at the battery regulation 1542, you'll see that the definition is not as you might expect, hence reading the definitions in chapter 1 of the articles. If I search a word, I can see how many times it occurs, I can see where in the document it occurs. So in this case, if I want to go to the definitions, I can then scroll down from here and look for my economic operator. This is really important. So hopefully that breaks the ice for you if you're ever asked to look at an EU regulation or directive. In summary, use the Europa page. The quick search function will help you find a document. Worth looking at documents in new tabs. The document summary, whilst not the legal interpretation, is a quick and easy read to get you out of the starting gate. The table of contents is your friend, and you need to start with chapter 1 and read the articles before you read the recitals. You should really read all of chapter 1. Thereafter, perhaps look at the chapters by title only and then drill into those that you need. From the top, if you're blessed with more than one language, that may be useful, and sometimes the HTML will have different information in its table of contents to the PDF format. If something isn't clear, then the recitals can aid understanding, but remember the recitals, the preamble that goes before the article, well, those recitals aren't the legally binding part. It's the articles, often termed provisions, that are the legally binding part. Go to chapter 1. And on that note, let's wrap with a reminder that regulations are directly applicable, whereas directives are not directly applicable. Directives need to be implemented into national law by the lawmaking bodies of each member state. I hope that helps. Thanks for your attention and goodbye.